The first ring was meant to be business. The second changed her life. When Sheikha Al Mutairi, a 27-year-old Arab woman from Kuwait, dialed a number to book a seaside suite in Florida for her summer holiday, she had no idea she was about to reopen a door closed for nearly 20 years. One that would lead her to a new home, a new heart, and a love that would rewrite her destiny. Good afternoon, Ocean Crest Resort. This is Adam speaking. How may I help you today? The voice was warm, professional, but something in its rhythm made her pause. It carried a subtle accent, almost familiar. Hello, yes, Sheikha replied, her tone measured but elegant. I'm calling from Kuwait. My brother and I plan to visit Florida in July. We'd like a 5-week stay. 2 suites overlooking the ocean, please. Adam smiled through the receiver. Kuwait? That's wonderful. My father used to work there years ago. I even went to elementary school there, in Salmiya, if I remember right. That name, Salmiya, snapped open a window in her memory like a sudden gust of desert wind. She hesitated. Wait, which school? A small one, International Gate Elementary, he said. Her breath caught. You're kidding. I went there. I was in year 3 when an American boy joined midterm. He couldn't pronounce my name. Adam laughed, the sound rising like sunshine over the line. That was me. I remember. You threw a pencil at me for saying Sheikha instead of Sheikha. She gasped, and then they both laughed until the line dissolved into soft static. What began as a formal booking turned into a 2-hour conversation about dusty classrooms, mango juice boxes, and playground sand that clung to their shoes like time refusing to let go. When she finally hung up, the reservation was confirmed, but something else, intangible yet undeniable, had been set in motion. 3 weeks later, a Rolls-Royce pulled up in front of Ocean Crest. The sun dripped gold across the Gulf Coast, and the scent of sea salt mixed with luxury perfume. Adam, now the resort's operations manager, adjusted his tie nervously. He'd greeted hundreds of guests before, but this felt different. He didn't know if it was nostalgia or fate, but his palms were damp. When Sheikha stepped out of the car, his breath faltered. She was radiant in a cream-colored abaya, her eyes framed by confidence and curiosity. Adam, she asked softly. Her voice was the same, gentle, melodic, with that hint of shyness he remembered from the playground. Welcome to Florida, Sheikha, he said, extending his hand. She hesitated for a moment, then shook it, her touch cool but firm. The first handshake felt like a silent promise neither of them understood yet. Days turned into patterns. Mornings began with polite greetings and sunset walks along the boardwalk that somehow never stayed professional. Sheikha had come with her brother, Khalid, a protective but good-natured man who quickly noticed the glances between his sister and the young hotel manager. You're smiling a lot these days, he teased one evening. She brushed it off, though her cheeks betrayed her. Adam found excuses to check on her reservation personally. Just making sure your suite is perfect, he'd say, though he knew it already was. Over dinners that stretched into moonlit conversations, they shared pieces of their worlds. How Adam had returned to the U.S. to run his late father's hotel. How Sheikha longed for something more than diplomatic gatherings and social expectations back home. He told her about his mother's passing, the loneliness of rebuilding, and how the sea became his only prayer. She told him about feeling like a guest in her own life. Each night, their silences grew louder, filled with things they couldn't yet say. By the 4th week, their connection had become impossible to hide. Guests noticed. Khalid noticed. Even the staff smiled knowingly when Adam passed. But reality hit one humid afternoon. Sheikha received a call from her father in Kuwait. 5 weeks is long enough, my daughter, he said. Come home. There are arrangements we must discuss. Her chest tightened. She knew what that meant. Another introduction, another carefully chosen suitor from the right family, the right background. That night, she met Adam on the terrace overlooking the Atlantic. I have to leave in 4 days, she said quietly. He stared at her, the sound of the waves filling the silence between them. Then let's not waste them, he whispered. They walked the beach until dawn, hands brushing, words tumbling out faster than reason. She told him she was terrified of choosing herself over duty. He told her that some loves weren't planned, they were appointed. And when she finally leaned her head against his shoulder, it wasn't rebellion. It was surrender to truth. The morning of her departure came too soon. Her luggage stood neatly stacked by the hotel lobby. Khalid was outside confirming the ride to the airport. Adam approached, holding an envelope. "Before you go," he said, "there's something you should have." Inside was a photo. 2 children in dusty school uniforms, one Arab, one American, grinning with missing teeth. Behind them, a chalkboard read International Gate Elementary, 2003. She laughed through tears. "You kept this." "My father did," he said softly. "He always said that girl had fire in her eyes. You'll meet her again someday." Sheikha looked at him then, really looked, and the decision she'd feared became suddenly clear. "I can't go back," she whispered. "Not yet." Khalid re-entered the lobby, confusion spreading across his face. "Sheikha, the car is waiting." She turned to her brother, trembling but resolute. "Tell father I'll call him tonight. I need more time." He hesitated, saw the truth in her eyes, and simply nodded. "Do what makes you whole, sister." Weeks turned into months. The hotel became her temporary home, then her sanctuary. Immigration papers were filed quietly. Her father's anger softened with time, especially after Adam reached out respectfully, promising her safety and dignity. 1 year later, under the same Florida sky that had first brought them together, Adam proposed on that same boardwalk where the tide met her tears. "I fell in love with your voice before I ever saw your face," he said. "And I fell in love with your courage before I ever touched your hand," she replied. Now, every summer, couples stroll past Ocean Crest Resort unaware that within its glass walls lives a story born from a single phone call, a call that defied distance, culture, and expectation. Sometimes, when guests check in and hear the soft lilt of an Arab accent greeting them at reception, they smile without knowing they're hearing the echo of destiny. Because for Sheikha and Adam, love didn't start with a glance across a room. It started with a hello across the world. Thank you for listening. For more strange love stories in unconventional places, do well to subscribe to the channel. It is free.